Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in part number 5 of this book, The Way to the Quran. We are trying to walk our way through the Quran, but this wonderful short book written by Khurram Murad, and let's go through it chapter by chapter and line by line to understand this, right? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And that's the way to the Quran. And I apologize for this papers flying. I just need the fan for my breathing, so just ignore this page. I'll just try and hold it straight. So that's the way to the Quran. And my thanks go to the Pretoria North Muslim Educational Institute at the occasion of the inauguration of the Masjid-Sulaiman. They handed out this book for free. I was not there at the inauguration, but the book came to me via other people as a gift to me. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of them for granting me this gift of this Khurram Murad. And then my thanks also go to the Islamic Foundation of Leicestershire in the United Kingdom. I sent them an email, and Haris Ahmed, brother Haris Ahmed, has alhamdulillah given me permission to go through this book. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of them abundantly. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the author of the book, Khurram Murad, and all others involved in the publication of this and other books. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I love it, when people give me copyright release, or some books even don't even have a copyright on them, and I really love it, because then we can really share knowledge, and I love to share knowledge, and we don't want to then transgress on anybody's copyright as well, right? So let's start with part number 5, which is chapter number 1. Chapter number 1 is called The Journey of Life, right? So basically I've just done a short index here, a chapter heading index of the various chapters that we will go through inshallah in this whole series, depending on how many chapters we go through. Chapter number 1 is called The Journey of Life. Chapter number 2 is called The Basic Prerequisites. Chapter number 3 is the participation of the inner self. Chapter number 4 is rules of reading the Quran. Chapter number 5 is how to study and understand the Quran. Chapter number 6 is collective study of the Quran itself. Chapter number 7 is living the Quran. Chapter number 8 is what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited, some of the famous surahs that he used to love. Chapter number 9 is study syllabuses based on the Quran. And chapter number 8 is aids or help, bibliography, or what to use in your study of the Quran, right? So let's get through it. And as what I said, whatever errors there are, the errors are mine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of these, because I'm not part of the ulama, I'm not a scholar at all. So if you have doubt about anything, please consult the ulama and the scholars, because the ulama are the heirs of the prophets, right? So this is the way to the Quran, and today is episode number 5. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We are busy with the journey of life. The Quran is the word of the ever-living God. It has been sent down to guide men for all times to come. And as what we said previously, this is the Quran. So the Quran has come from the Creator Supreme, from God Most Merciful, who the Muslims refer to him as Allah. So when Muslims say Allah, they are referring to the Supreme Creator. There is only the most important fundamental concept to understand when you're coming to the Quran is to understand that there is only one God. Please get that concept very clear in your mind. And now I'm addressing the non-Muslims, those who are curious about Islam. And alhamdulillah, there are many people who are contacting me on my social media sites who are very curious about Islam, and I'd like to invite you and encourage you warmly. Please come into this world of Islam, or the world of the Quran. My suggestion to you is, please try and get a copy of the Quran today. Please don't delay. Put it on your bucket list before you die. Please do me one favor. I'm saying this out of love for you. I'm speaking to the non-Muslims, I'm speaking to the Christians, the Hindus, the Buddhists, the atheists, the agnostics, no matter what your religion is, the Scientologists, the New Age religions, whoever you are. Please get a copy of the Quran today, because this is a book for all of mankind. There's nothing to fear. So if you fear the Quran, then that means the wealthy people have succeeded in putting your brain in the cage. The media is controlling. They don't want you to read the Quran. They don't want you to come near Islam. So, terrorists, they make you scared. Please don't be scared. 99% of Muslims, let me say that very clear, 99% of Muslims, if not 99.9% of Muslims, are not terrorists. Right? Whether it's media makers say, every Muslim is a terrorist. Please no. Please, let's remove that wrong thoughts from our brain. So please Get a copy of the Quran today. You can contact any Muslim. They will be more than happy to give you a gift of the Quran. You don't even have to pay for it. If you do not know of any Muslims, then contact any mosque. They will give you a copy of the Quran. Contact any Muslim organization. They will give you a copy of the Quran. And then get it in a language that you understand. You can get it in English, or in Xhosa, or in Zulu, or in Sotho, or in Mexican, or in Russian, or in Chinese, or in Japanese, or in beautiful British English, or in American English, or whatever language you know. Please try and get a copy of the Quran in the language that you understand. So please remember, the Quran is a sacred book. So for you to understand, it is not like another book where you can just pick it up and read it. No, there are certain rituals to follow when you want to read the Quran. The first thing, when you get a copy of the Quran, keep it one side in a proper place. Don't ever put it on the floor. Secondly, before you even start reading the Quran, go take a shower. You need to take a full body shower. Shower yourself. I don't want to tell you the rituals about the wudu and all, because that's not important at this stage. Just take a full body shower as you would normally do. You can either take a body shower, or you can go into a bubble bath, put some candles on, put some perfume, make yourself in a mindset that, you know what, you are now talking to the creator of the universe. So you are now entering the presence of the creator. So it is a very sacred moment. So the Quran is a very special book. So you go take a long bubble bath, make sure there's nice fragrance, put some candles there until you're totally relaxed. Brush your teeth nicely, comb your hair, put some perfume on you, and then you pick up the Quran. Right? And you, before you even open it, you say, "Oh, creator of the universe." You talk to the creator, because you don't know who the creator is. Even if you're a Christian, whether you believe in Jesus or in Father in heaven, or if you're a Buddhist, or if you're an atheist, or whoever you may be, just say, "Oh, the creator." You can speak to, because someone has created you without a shadow of a doubt. You are not the product of just evolution. In the same way that if someone has to tell you, you know, that beautiful BMW or that Mercedes, you know, it just created itself, it manufactured itself. Won't you say, "No, but that's but illogical. How can a car assemble itself? Someone has got to make that car. Isn't it logical?" So isn't it logical someone has got to make you? Isn't it logical? So when you see a BMW car, don't you know automatically, okay, there's a factory in Germany where people have designed the car, they've made all the spare parts, and they've assembled the car. So even if you don't see the factory, when you are seeing the product of the factory, you are seeing a BMW. Isn't it logical that yes, a factory exists? It's obvious someone has made the car. Similarly, even though you cannot see God, but you are seeing the product of God, you are the product. So when you see yourself in the mirror, you must say, "God has created me." So even though I cannot see God, I am the product of God. So I am actually the proof or evidence that God exists. When you see an elephant, the elephant is a proof that God exists. When you see a giraffe or a lion or a dolphin or a whale, or you see the waterfall or a river, or you see an atom, hydrogen atom, oxygen atom, or a molecule, or a star, or the moon, those things are products of a supreme creator. So then before you open the Quran, you speak to this supreme creator. He's only one creator. You speak to him, this supreme creator. You say, "Oh, my creator, you have created me. You've given me this magnificent body. You've given me 30 trillion cells in my body, with another 40 to 50 trillion bacteria in my gut. So I've got 80 trillion cells in my body, and even one cell is more complicated than a BMW factory. And the Creator has given you 100 billion cells in your brain, with trillions of astrocytes and oligodendrocytes, which are nutrition cells, and trillions upon trillions upon trillions of interconnections, dendritic interconnections with neuroplasticity, which give you your brain waves, which give you your thinking, your memory, and your pondering, and your ability to ponder and contemplate. So you say, this has not come by itself. Someone has given me this eyesight, someone has given me this hearing. So you speak to that Creator, someone who's given you this magnificent body. There's only one. There aren't many people who has done this, and no one can just do this. Your body is so complicated. As a medical doctor and scientist, I'm telling you, your body is too complicated to come by chance. Someone has created it, and there's only one person has created. There aren't 10 gods there. There's not 10 gods, there's only one. So speak to the Creator and say, "Oh Creator, this book has now come into my hand, this Quran. I'm going to now read through it. Please give me wisdom in that and guide me to the truth." That's all I want you to say. Just guide me to the truth. Then you take a pen. As you're reading it, go through the first page, go through the second page. Anything that you like, you underline it. Something that you're not sure about, you put a question mark, right? There's nothing to be afraid of. Just think you're reading a book of Shakespeare, or you're reading a wonderful book, and you just want to try and get some words of wisdom. And I can guarantee you, amongst those 6,600 verses, you will find something that is relevant to you in your life. I'll give you an example. For example, as you're reading through the book, it'll tell you, look after your parents. Have respect for your parents. Isn't that something good? So you underline it. You must honor your mother and your father. So you say, hey, that's something good. Further on in the Quran, you'll read, look after the poor, the widows, the orphans, and those in need. Isn't that something good? So you say, okay, I want to be a good human being. I want to help other people. I don't want to harm other people. So you underline that out. Then further on you read, if you save one life, it is as if you have saved the whole of humanity. But if you kill one life, it is as if you have killed the whole of humanity. So isn't that a very powerful verse? That means don't just kill people. Now if we apply that verse in our country, South Africa, we've got one of the highest murder rates in the world. Now imagine if everyone follows that rule in the Quran, that if you kill even one person, it is as if you have killed 8 billion people, because you've got no right to kill someone. A human life is sacred. Now imagine if the people in this country were to follow just that one line in that Quran. We won't have murder in this country, right? So then as you're going through the Quran, you read it, and I can guarantee you, you'll be amazed at what you find, and eventually you tell yourself, I'm going to be the seeker of the truth. So please, to my non-Muslim viewers, please get a copy of the Quran today and before the weekend. It'll take you less than a week. Read it from cover to cover, and I can tell you it'll change your life. Stay well, look after yourself. Join me in the next episode, which is part number 6, where we are going through the journey of life. So before, I thought let's just get a copy of the Quran, so we're all on the same page as we're going through it, right? Stay well, look after yourself. And as what I said, look, I try and make things as simple as possible. There's nothing complicated in what I say. If anything does not make sense, it is my error, and for that I apologize. I try my level best to make it back to basics, as simple as possible, so that the Gen Z can benefit, the Gen Z can understand what I'm saying. But if anything you are not sure about it, please consult the scholars and the ulama. I am not part of the ulama body, I'm not part of the scholars, and I'm very weak, and that is why I'm in the search for knowledge myself as well. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.